Okay, so till now in geology we have studied the compositions of rocks and minerals and how to identify the minerals. The last lecture has actually dealt with the identification of minerals. So we have studied all the properties of minerals and rocks. Okay, we have seen a lot of examples. So by this time, I think you people might be having a good idea about how to identify the minerals. What are the major properties? We have discussed mainly how many properties? Six properties. Okay, can you name any one or two of those?
hardness,
Color, streak, cleavage,
random
fracture.
hardness.
Okay, so these are all the this thing, the properties which are used for identification of the minerals. Okay, so few of these properties are used for preliminary identification, and then afterwards, broad identification can be done on the same properties as well. Okay, now that we have studied about minerals, we'll be moving to the next topic, that is the formation of rocks. Okay, so now we'll be watching out how the formation of rocks and minerals takes place. अब तक हमने ये पढ़ा था कि how we have to identify it, but since we have identified how the origin takes place, how the formation and processing of these rocks takes place, we'll be studying now. Okay, so the very first term that coins out in this formation of rocks is petrology. Petrology is basically the branch of geology which deals with the origin, occurrence, structure, and history of rock. Everything is included in this petrology. Okay. Now then there is this partially separate topic related to petrology itself, that is petrography. Okay. So petrography is slightly different from petrology. That means this is a branch of geology which deals with description and schematic classification of rocks. Okay, especially whenever the microscopic scale examination is considered. Okay, so you can consider that petrography is a subfield, or you can say sub branch of the petrology, and petrology is obviously what it is, a branch of geology. Okay, so is it clear? ठीक, जब भी ओरिजिन की बात करोगे या स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ रॉक स्टडी करना होगा या हिस्ट्री हाउ द अकरेंस और द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ रॉक टुक प्लेस, दैट इज नोन एज पेट्रोलॉजी. ठीक है, एंड व्हाट इज पेट्रोग्राफी? जब वही फॉर्मेशन और स्कीमेटिक क्लासिफिकेशन उन पर्टिकुलर रॉक्स का हम लोग माइक्रोस्कोपिक लेवल पे करते हैं. ठीक है, आफ्टर स्टडिंग द particular properties at microscopic level, the classification and all the dealing of with descriptive properties is done. That is your petrography. Okay, then lastly this petrography is a subfield of what? Of petrology. Okay, so now the question arises, what are rocks? Okay, so in general you all must be having an idea that what are rocks, but if you are asked to define that what is rock, then you might be getting confused. Okay, so what are rocks exactly? They are mixtures of two or more minerals. Okay, there can be one minerals also. See now, अब तक तुम लोगों ने minerals पढ़ा था. Okay, now these minerals, they actually constitutes what? Rocks. Okay, so rocks are composed of what? Of minerals. Okay, so you can on this particular chain diagram you can consider that rock is at the top and mineral is a component of the rock. Okay, so as per the definition, the rocks are what? They are the mixtures of two or more minerals. But uh, even this is possible, it is not practically possible. Okay, so minerals, there can be possibility that there might be only one mineral in the rock itself. ठीक, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकली क्या होता है, प्रैक्टिकली ऐसा नहीं होता कि सिर्फ एक ही मिनरल मिलेगा तुम्हें रॉक में. देयर विल बी अनदर मिनरल्स आल्सो, बट द proportion of one mineral will be exceeding 90 to 95%. Okay, that will constitute as what? And a single mineral rock. ठीक, so basically in general इसीलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं क्या कि rocks are what? They are mixtures of two or more minerals. Okay, now according to this particular mineral, see now we have studied कि physical chemical composition सबके सारे minerals के different होते हैं. ठीक, those are the parameters that imparts certain properties to the minerals. Different properties different minerals की क्यों होती हैं? Because of their physical and chemical composition. So now since there are different minerals also inside the rocks, so what you will be getting? You will be getting the variation in characteristics of rocks. Okay, how you'll be getting it? Because there is a variation in the minerals that will be found. Okay, so these naturally occurring mixtures of minerals, or you can say mineraloids, okay, or sometimes the glass or organic matter is also entrapped in this. So these are what? These are rocks. Now, the next question can be arising in your mind is, what is the difference between a rock and mineral? Okay, so there is you cannot say there is a difference, but it is you can say a subpart of the mineral is actually a part of the rock, or you can say this thing. Uh, what you will say, a material which is actually comprising of minerals. Rock is what? Rock is comprising minerals. Okay, so mineral will be considered as smaller scale and rocks will be considered as larger scale, but that is just for comparison. Okay, so these rocks are made up of one or more minerals. So, okay, so in the diagram or in the images you can see different types of rocks are there. And what are these rocks? In the first image you will see the rocks. In the second image you're watching the mineral: calcite, halite, olite, okay, or dolomite. All these are what? These are minerals itself. Okay, what is halite? Halite is also known as rock salt, the most common, or you can say edible mineral also. Okay, so now this one question is that once if a rock is formed, does it stay the same for a rock forever? या फिर ऐसा होता है कि वो चेंज भी हो सकता है? So the answer is no. Once a rock is formed, it doesn't happen कि throughout its life or throughout several ages it will be like that only. It will keep on changing. Now how it will keep on changing? There is this rock cycle. Okay, so according to this rock cycle, what happens is whatever rock is formed, it won't be permanently staying in that particular state. It will be changing itself. Okay, now how this change will happen? This change will happen according to various factors as per the rock cycle. Okay, now this rock cycle is basically what you can say, a phenomena which we have discovered, okay, after several studies, that it shows what? It shows how one type of rock can transform into another type of rock over in number of years. Okay, so over a long duration of time these rocks get converted. So all rocks are in a constant changing state. Okay, this change of state is very extremely slow, you can say. See, like the rotation of the earth keeps on rotating. Okay, but you won't be feeling it. You can predict it with the sunset and sunrise, but you won't be feeling the rotation of earth. Okay, so in the same way, why? Because it is happening on a very extremely low level. So similarly the rocks are also constantly in a state of change, but they are at extremely slow distinct pace. Okay, so why this change of state is happening? Just a second. Yes, why this change of state is happening? This is happening due to the following factors. That is, whether the first one is the most important, that is weathering and erosion. Okay, in which rocks breaks into sediment. Okay, now this weathering can be, you have studied in basic science, 10th में सब लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा. This weathering action is what is the result of this weathering action? How soil is formed? Soil is formed with this weathering action only. Okay, and one more thing, this weathering is can be classified into how many types? How many types, into how many types this weathering can be classified? Yes, Aram Malik is there. Naveen Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yes, how many types of weathering are there?
So 5 types.
Okay, 5 types. Can you name those 5 types?
So,
Go ahead.
sir, chemical weathering, biological weathering, sir,
Then
Physical weathering.
Okay, 3 have completed. Now I want to hear the other 2 types of weathering. You said 5, right?
Sir, 3 type की होती है? Sorry.
This is a basic science question. Okay, you all must have studied in
Yes, sir.
10th. I don't know what took you so long, whether it is your internet speed or whether it is something else, but this is seriously disappointing. And Aram Malik, you have been marked as absent today. Okay, because I heard no response from your side.
सर वो आराम की तरफ माइक का आई मीन थोड़ा ज्यादा डिस्टरबेंस इसलिए वो माइक ऑफ किया हुआ है.
It's okay, he can at least mark his presence if I'm asking his name. See, this should not happen that I will be going on, teaching the entire class and you people, you are not coming up with any doubt. Okay, it is fine if you are not having any doubt. If I am asking something from your side, then you should be responding. Okay, the classroom is such a thing that it should be interactive session. It's not like it is a lecture going on. I will be, continuously delivering a lecture. Even in a lecture, they ask you questions and you have to reply. And what is the point of not discussing anything? See, the more you'll discuss, the more you'll explore. And the more you'll explore, the more knowledge you'll be gaining. So, whatever your questions are, come up with your question. Okay, and if I'm asking something to you, then you should answer it. Whether it is wrong, whether it is correct, it doesn't matter. Nobody is punishing you. Okay, so we'll move forward. Just keep this in mind. So we'll move forward with the topic. The next one is compaction and cementation. Yeah, so weathering is the 3 type of weatherings you are quite aware about. That is physical, chemical, and biological. Physical is mainly the weather. Yeah, the weather effect. Then chemical composition. How does it take place? The main agent in chemical this thing weathering is what? It is water. Okay, the freezing action is the freezing action is responsible for the chemical weathering mainly. That is the major action, major agent. Then biological weathering, obviously the plants which grows into the rocks and then disintegrate it over the certain period of time. Okay. Next is compaction and cementation, which obviously which is a process of formation of sedimentary rocks. Then the next one is movement of earth crust. That is, we have studied in the first lecture, the movement of tectonic plates. What happens due to this movement of tectonic plates? They causes pressure and heat inside the earth's crust, and it will give rise to what? It will give rise to certain disintegration of this thing, tectonic plates, or you can say the rocks. Okay. Then the next one is volcanic activities. So this volcanic activities is responsible for creating what? Igneous rocks. The molten this thing lava, or you can say magma, it creates igneous rocks after solidification. Okay, so here is a diagrammatic representation. This is a very beautiful representation of the continuous change of state of the rocks. Okay, see, like we all know that the rocks can be broadly classified into 3 categories based on formation, that is igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Okay, so see, consider one by one. This igneous rock, if exposed to high heat and pressure, it can change into metamorphic rocks. These igneous rocks, they can again melt with the help of magma. Okay, and it will be converted into magma. Then these igneous rocks, due to weathering and erosion, they will be converted into sediments, and these sediments will be further after compaction and cementation, they forms into what? Into sedimentary rocks. Okay, now similarly, this sedimentary rocks also, due to weathering and action, they can convert into sediments. Okay, again this is a cyclic process, and these the same sedimentary rocks under heat and pressure, they'll be converted into metamorphic rocks. And then consider metamorphic rocks. अगर मेटामॉर्फिक रॉक्स को बहुत ज़्यादा हीट या मैग्मा या लावा से एक्सपोज कर दोगे, तो अगेन इट विल बी मर्ज्ड इनटू मैग्मा ओनली. Okay, then if it is exposed to weathering action or erosion, then these metamorphic rocks will again be converted into sediments, and then from sediment it will be converted into sedimentary rock. Okay, so see, there are two process. Either the rocks will be converted into magma and then it will be converted into other process. Okay, the only process which is getting converted directly is igneous rocks से metamorphic rocks directly बन सकता है under heat and pressure, और sedimentary rock से metamorphic rock directly form हो सकता है due to heat and pressure. So basically what is the conclusion? The metamorphic rock is one such rock which is directly what directly it can be formed, or it can occur the change can occur directly from one rock to another. Otherwise कोई भी और rock अगर किसी और rock में form होना चाहेगा, ठीक है, तो क्या होगा? It has to go through certain intermediate level. For example, अगर metamorphic rocks igneous rock में convert हो रहा है, तो the intermediate level is what? The intermediate level is creation of magma. Okay, and similarly, if igneous rock wants to get converted into sedimentary rock, then what will happen? The intermediate level क्या है इसमें? इस केस में intermediate level है sediments. Okay, first it will be forming into sediments, then it will be giving rise to sedimentary rock. Okay, I hope this entire cycle is clear to you. It is basically a cyclic and reversible process. ठीक, तो कोई भी रॉक किसी भी रॉक में कन्वर्ट हो सकता है, बट in some stages there are intermediate levels. In some stages it will be converting directly. अगर मेटामॉर्फिक रॉक्स में कन्वर्ट होगा कोई भी रॉक तो डायरेक्टली कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, बट डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली भी हो सकता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि इनडायरेक्टली नहीं होगा. इट कैन ऑल्सो हैपन कि इग्नियस रॉक पहले सेडिमेंट्री रॉक में कन्वर्ट हो, फिर सेडिमेंट्री रॉक मेटामॉर्फिक में कन्वर्ट हो. ठीक है, सो दिस कैन ऑल्सो हैपन. Okay, so what is the conclusion of this? That rocks, they can continuously change by many processes such as weathering, erosion, then compaction, cementation, and melting and cooling of molten this thing lava, that is magma. Okay, so these rock can change to and from. That means it is a reversible process, cyclic process plus reversible process. कोई भी रॉक किसी भी दूसरे रॉक में कन्वर्ट हो सकता है बेस्ड अपॉन द एक्सपोजर कंडीशंस. ठीक है, कौन से कंडीशन पे एक्सपोज हुआ है, व्हाट आर दोज कंडीशंस? Those conditions are listed over here in the cycle. Okay, so what is the process through which the rocks change? The process, that means वही जो हम लोगों ने अभी बात की थी कि the entire exposure condition, जो भी अर्थ मटेरियल्स, जो भी रॉक साइकिल में क्या होता है, बेसिकली रॉक साइकिल में होता क्या है, यही तीन रॉक्स they get converted into each other. Okay, but how they get converted, this is another representation of this the same cycle. ठीक है, जो साइकिल यहाँ represented है, this is the representation over there also. Okay, so based upon the formation, the formation के basis पे तीन major type classification होता है rocks का. What? The igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Okay, then this is the classification of rocks. See, all rocks, they are composed of what? They are composed of minerals, volcanic glass, then organic matter and some other materials. Okay, then what we have studied, the next thing is that these rocks can be changed over the time into different type of rocks. So basically they keeps on changing in one another. Okay, that means they are getting recycled. Okay, in other words you can say they are getting recycled. Now what are these three kinds of rocks? Igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. How igneous rocks are formed? They are formed from the crystallization and cooling of lava or magma. Okay, that is the molten rock. So when it comes to the classification, these igneous rocks can be classified into intrusive or extrusive. We'll see the detail further. Or mafic or felsic. Okay, similarly sedimentation rock कैसे बनता है? This is formed by the compaction and cementation of sediments. Okay, sediments into layers. So what is the speciality of this sedimentary rocks? कि this is formed in certain layers. ठीक है, अगर कोई भी क्रॉस सेक्शन चेक करोगे किसी भी सेडिमेंट्री रॉक का, तो what will you will see that there are layered structure. Okay, so these sedimentary rocks, they can be classified into clastic or non-clastic form. Then comes the metamorphic rocks, जहाँ पे सिर्फ दो वर्ड ध्यान रखना फॉर्मेशन के टाइम पे. Formation of metamorphic rocks they take place due to the what exposure to high heat and pressure. It's not just low pressure, it is high heat and pressure. Okay, which is how are these rocks formed? They are basically the changed form of igneous or sedimentary rocks. Okay, metamorphic rock doesn't form directly. Okay, it will be converted. The either igneous rock will be converted into metamorphic, or sedimentary rocks will be converted into metamorphic. And what is the condition for conversion? The condition is the exposure condition, that is heat and pressure should be there. Okay, then these metamorphic rocks, they can be classified into foliated or non-foliated, two different categories. So we'll see this one by one. Okay, yeah, see, there is again the cyclic representation of the rocks. If igneous rocks will be converted into sedimentary rocks, what are the process? Weathering, then transport, deposition, cementation, and compaction. Okay, these are the steps of conversion. Okay, if this sedimentary rock will be converted into metamorphic, what will happen? Only the thing, the exposure condition is heat and pressure should be there. Okay, similarly, if igneous rocks want to get converted into metamorphic rock, the same heat and pressure will be there. Okay, and if it is reversible, that is from metamorphic to igneous rock, then again the three the three different papers is just hold on a second. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. Okay, so again the same thing. If igneous rock will be forming from metamorphic rock, so what will happen? First melting will take place, then cooling will take place, and crystal after crystallization, generation of igneous rock will be there. Okay, so let's study more about igneous rock. See, the term ignis means fire. This is a Latin word which means fire. Okay, so we'll talk about the formation. This is formed from the cooling of either magma or lava. This igneous rock is basically the most abundant type of rock which is formed. Okay, and what is another speciality? That it is crystalline in nature. Okay, these igneous rocks, according to their they are classified according to their origin and composition. So these are the classification. See, when based on wherever the rocks are formed, that is this igneous rock. तो there are only two different categories. ठीक, या तो वही igneous rock जो है तुम्हारा, या तो ग्राउंड लेवल के नीचे बनेगा या फिर above the ground level. ठीक, so if it forms below the ground, it will be formed from magma. Okay, and it will be known as plutonic or intrusive igneous rock. Okay, so what is the speciality? Usually these kind of igneous rock, they have large crystal grains and they are cooled slowly. Why they have large crystal grains? Because the coolification, or you can say the solidification inside the ground surface takes place at a very slow rate. Okay. Yeah, so the second classification is extrusive or volcanic rock. Volcanic rocks are formed above the ground surface and they are formed from lava. Okay, so this molten rock, or magma, when it is inside the earth's surface, keep this in mind. When it is inside the earth's surface, it is known as magma. When it comes out or pops out of the volcano and it is over the ground surface, it is known as lava. So whenever the igneous rock is formed from lava, it is extrusive and you can say volcanic rock. And whenever this formation takes place inside the ground, this will be what it will be called, known as intrusive or plutonic rocks. Okay, so what is the speciality of this extrusive rock? It have usually small or no crystals. Okay, that means they get cooled too quickly. Okay, see the images you can see over here. पहले वाला structure देखो. See, this is a okay, over here it is not given. I'll show you one intrusive example of intrusive also. But over here, see, these are all volcanic rocks. Okay, so you can see the crystal structure is not that refined. Okay, or you can say there are almost no crystals. Plus, what you will see, they are, since the cooling has taken place too quickly, there are certain voids in it. Okay, these voids are due to the formation of bubbles as well. Okay, yeah, so again the same thing. Remember the difference between magma and lava. Below, that is rock below, molten rock below the Earth's surface, and on the over the Earth's surface, it is known as lava. Yeah, there's also this term called pyroclastic material. Okay, this pyroclastic material is what? Pyro means fire and clastic means debris. So basically there are nearby to the volcanic area, अगर कहीं पे आप volcanic areas के आसपास जाओगे तो you'll see there are certain different a very different category of igneous rocks formed. That rock is neither formed due to solidification of magma nor due to lava, but it is formed due to the what? Due to this is basically it is known as airborne lava. See, whatever particles they'll be carried out in the air and they will be popping up on the Earth's surface, or you can say they will fall on the Earth's surface. That the debris. Okay, therefore the term pyroclastic is referred. That means due to fire or due to volcanic activities, the material it goes up in the air and then it pops out on the ground surface, or you can say falls on the ground surface as soon as it cools down. Okay, so that is known as what? The rock formed due to those materials is known as pyroclastic material. See, this is a pictorial representation of the formation of igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks, and basically the entire cyclic process. The heat and the pressure will be inside the ground surface. The weathering action will be taking above the ground surface or within the ground also. Okay, biological will be taking place within the ground. Okay, and metamorphism will be again forming inside the ground. Okay, so now how you will identify that which material or which rock is extrusive or which is intrusive, or you can say which is plutonic and which is volcanic. See, we have discussed this previous in the previous slide. See over here you can see two examples. Okay, the first example is extrusive rock, second one is intrusive rock. The only difference in this particular thing is quite clearly visible, that is intrusive rock, it is having a well defined structure. Okay, that is it is having a complete crystalline structures. Okay, the difference is visible to all, na? This diagram, this example is visible to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
या तो अगर इसमें तुम लोग देखोगे तो क्या डिफरेंस
Yes.
दिखाई दे रहा है? जो प्लूटोनिक रॉक है, प्लूटोनिक रॉक में you can easily differentiate between both. Plutonic rock is actually having a definite crystalline structure, but in case of extrusive rock or volcanic rock, clearly it is there are so many voids which are visible clearly. Okay, this is not a crystalline structure, compact crystalline structure नहीं है. ठीक है, so this is the difference between what? Plutonic and volcanic rocks. That means intrusive and extrusive. Plutonic कौन सा होगा, intrusive कि extrusive? Which one will be known as plutonic, intrusive or extrusive? अभी पढ़ा था
Extrusive.
2 स्लाइड्स पहले. प्लूटोनिक इज इंट्रूसिव. इंट्रूसिव बन रहा है अर्थ सरफेस के अंदर. ठीक है, एक्सट्रूसिव मतलब एक्सटर्नल, बाहर जो बन रहा है वो प्लूटोनिक नहीं है, वो वॉल्केनिक है. रिमेंबर विद दिस टर्म, EXT स्टैंड्स फॉर एक्सटर्नल. इस तरीके से एब्रीविएशन बना सकते हो. ठीक है, एक्सट्रूसिव का EXT स्टैंड्स फॉर एक्सटर्नल. एक्सटर्नल मींस रॉक फॉर्मेशन इज टेकिंग प्लेस आउटसाइड द ग्राउंड सरफेस. ठीक है, intrusive का INT is for, let's say, stands for internal. ठीक है, तो this formation of intrusive rocks take place internally. जो internal inside the ground surface बन रहा है वो क्या है? Plutonic. Okay, see, you have to memorize all these small differences, otherwise you are going to you're not be able to identify these rocks. Okay, so now some of these rock have large and some have small crystal. Here is another example. Okay. Yeah, then there are certain different types of igneous rocks also, that is based on the composition. Okay, so when you'll go for that microscopic level study, you'll find that the composition of the igneous rock will be different at different places. So based on that, the first kind of igneous rock is basaltic igneous rock. Okay, this is again made from either lava or magma, but The difference is in composition. That means this will be low in silica and rich in iron and magnesium. Okay. Now what is the speciality? The speciality is that these rocks are dark colored. Okay, the color of these rocks is quite dark. See, this is an example of basalt. So next time if you hear the word basalt, that is what? That is igneous rock, and that too what? That too it is a basaltic igneous rock. Okay. Then there are granitic igneous rocks. Okay, granitic. You have heard, all of you might have heard this word granite. Okay, so granite is basically mineral. Okay, granite is a kind of rock. Okay, in which granitic mineral will be there. See, so granitic igneous rock is again high in silica and oxygen. This is not high in magnesium, but this will be high in silica and oxygen. So what is the differentiation? These rocks are light colored. That means light in color. See, this is how a granite looks like. Okay. So most commonly you might have seen this particular rock. कहाँ पे देखा तुम लोगों ने ये rocks? No answers.
बीच पे
Okay.
होते हैं
नहीं, बीच पे तो नहीं होता. बीच पे मोस्टली तुम्हें sedimentary rocks मिलते हैं. ठीक है? On the beaches you will be finding sedimentary rocks. सी ग्रेनाइट जो होता है तुम्हारा, वो फ्लोरिंग हाउसेज में जो फ्लोरिंग पर्पस के लिए यूज करते हैं, वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा यूज होता है. जो ग्रेनाइट
Yes, yes, yes.
स्लेट रॉक होता है. ओके, दैट इज योर ग्रेनाइट. देन देयर इज योर andesitic igneous rock. They have a composition between basaltic and granitic. Okay, this is neither totally granite nor totally basalt. So this is some in between rock, but again it is a igneous rock. Then this is an example of diorite. See, there are very minute differences. Okay, when you'll study it in depth, you'll be able to identify. Once you study all this subject, you'll be mastering the subject and you'll be able to identify. See, there is a very slight difference. See the texture of this particular rock, that is granite. Okay, observe this now. Now quickly observe this particular thing, that is andesitic rock. Okay, what is the difference? This is neither appearing as a granite nor appearing as a basaltic. This is somewhat mixture of both, so you can say intermediate rock. Okay, then there is this diorite, which is having comparatively light color. Okay, this is having not light color, you can say this is having a greater contrast. Okay, so even basaltic composition is there. Okay, and granitic composition is also there, but the contrast, that means the this thing, definite nature of the crystals is too refined. Okay, so this is a outline diagram of the internal structure of earth, for showing how the igneous rock formation take place. So over here, either through the magma or at the surface due to volcanic activities. Okay, then comes the composition of igneous rocks, that is felsic or sialic magma. Okay, basically composition अगर तुम बात करोगे तो igneous rock किससे बन रहा है? It is obviously forming due to magma only. ठीक है, यही magma जब earth surface के बाहर आ जाएगा तो it is known as lava. Okay, but chemical composition तो वही रहा. There will be certain physical changes in that. ठीक, there might be some what you can say chemical changes also, but chemical composition will not change. Okay, so this depending upon which kind of magma is there, that will be governing the composition of igneous rock. Okay, और कौन से टाइप का मैग्मा है या मैग्मा का कॉम्पोजिशन क्या रहेगा? मैग्मा का कॉम्पोजिशन वो रहेगा डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द this thing, what you can say, depending upon the area, or you can say the location wherever of the crust. Okay, the location of the crust wherever this magma will be there. Okay, so based on that, there are three categories of magma, that is felsic or sialic, intermediate, and mafic magma. What is the difference? In felsic magma, that is silicon rich magma. That means silicon content in that particular magma is almost greater than 65%. And mafic magma is opposite to that. That is silicon content is poor, quite poor. That means less than, it is even less than 35%. Okay, then there is this intermediate magma where the silicon content is between the two extremes. Okay, that is almost you can say near around 50%. Okay, so what are other things? There are certain other metals or non-metals also which are found in this particular magma, that is calcium ion and magnesium. Okay, then in the formation of these igneous rocks, the one very important property of magma is viscosity of magma. See, this is something which will define what? Which will define the extent of formation of this igneous rocks. Okay, why? If the viscosity of magma is low, then what will happen? The flow will take place quite rapidly. ठीक? What is viscosity basically? I hope there is no doubt in viscosity. Viscosity क्या होता है? The resistance of a liquid to the offered to the flow. Okay.
Flow. Yes.
Yeah, so there are certain different kind of viscosity also, static and dynamic and all. Okay, so I hope not to go there, because you should study in the respective subject. But as far as we are concerned, we should be knowing what viscosity is. Okay, so difference क्या होगा अगर high viscosity magma है, so the rock form will be thick and stiff. ठीक, and अगर low viscosity magma है, so the nature of rock will be thin and runny. Why it will be so? Because अगर viscosity कम होगी तो वही magma या वही lava जो flow कर रहा है, the flow will be quite rapid. तो rapid flow की वजह से क्या होगा, जो area covered है वो ज़्यादा होगा, that means it will spread more. अगर ज़्यादा spread होगा तो depth क्या हो जाएगी, कम, तो therefore it will be thin and runny. Okay, then it is related to what? Amount of water in magma, amount of silica in magma also. Apart from viscosity, these are two things that will be governing, that is amount of water and amount of silica as well. ठीक? Okay, then igneous rock texture. Next thing is the textures of these igneous rock. जो अभी थोड़ी देर पहले देखा था जिसमें तुम्हें grains visible थे, ठीक? That was, see this material, let me show. Yeah, see this, there is a difference in the texture of this diorite and texture of this particular andesitic rocks. Okay, and granite also. So what is this? This texture is basically how big, or you can say how big the grains of the minerals are. Okay, तो उसमें rocks में जो भी mineral तुम्हारा present है, what is the nature or what is the appearance of that particular mineral, that will be the texture of these igneous rocks. So based on this texture, it can be, the texture of igneous rock can be classified into three categories: pheneritic, aphanitic and porphyritic. Okay, so these three textures are available in igneous rocks mainly. Okay, so in pheneritic there are visible mineral grains. Example is what? The granite, जो सबसे first हमने study किया था. Okay, the first one is an example of this granite. Then second is a phanetic texture, that is, like what is the example? The extrusive rocks. That means जो भी rocks, igneous rocks बाहर बन रहे, ground surface के बाहर, the volcanic rocks, those are forming due to the solidification of what? The lava. Okay, example is rhyolite. So what is the speciality of a phanetic texture? कि mineral grains जो visible होंगे, that will be too small to be seen. Okay, then there is this porphyritic texture, that is two different kind of minerals will be visible in this. Okay, is it clear? Pheneritic में क्या? Visible mineral grains होंगे जो properly visible होंगे. Then aphanetic में the mineral grains will be too small to be seen. And porphyritic में, why porphyritic? Because two distinct size of minerals will be there. Like you will be able to see two different minerals. Okay, see over here, this is an example. Okay, अगर यहाँ पे देखोगे तो एक ये blackish color का material mineral available है, this is your biotite. ठीक है, this black grain is a biotite mineral grain. And feldspar का अगर देखोगे तो ये goldenish color जो है, this is your feldspar. और इसी में एक multiple, see there is a third mineral also present in this, that is quartz. quartz का color is this whitish in nature. Okay, so this is entire, this rock is an igneous rock, which is known as pegmatite. See, this is another type of rock, that is volcanic glass. Okay, over here see the difference between both. इसमें तुम्हारा texture बहुत clearly visible है, ठीक है, it is clearly visible, the grains are clearly visible. So ये कौन सा हुआ तुम्हारा, which is the example, visible mineral grain किसमें, ये है तुम्हारा pheneritic में. तो ये कौन सा rock हुआ, which rock is this, pheneritic or some else?
Pheneritic.
No, it is
Pheneritic.
not pheneritic rock. This is porphyritic texture. ठीक है, why? Because two distinct size of minerals grains are available. Okay, this is not that you will be finding just one mineral in this. इसमें अलग अलग size available है और अलग अलग mineral available है, ठीक. So this is what, this is your third one, that is porphyritic texture. Okay, फिर इस वाले रॉक में देखो volcanic glass, इसमें कोई texture available दिखाई दे रहा है तुम्हें? The texture is obviously you can see the texture, but you cannot see the grains, mineral grains दिखाई नहीं देंगे, ठीक है. So which is this example, which is the classification or you can say texture, this is a phanetic texture, जो second वाला था. Okay. Okay, so this was about all about the rocks. I hope we have discussed one rock up till now, one type of rock, that is igneous rock. Okay, the next we'll be discussing in the next lecture. Any doubt up till here? If there is any doubt regarding any topic till here, kindly ask.